So tell me something. What is your rating system like? When
So I thought this was a really fun question, and I thought I would share how I do my ratings because I'm sure everyone's got their own method, but I thought it'd be fun to share mine. So the first is 1 and 2 star reviews. Now, if anyone's been on my page, you might have noticed, or you might not have noticed, I have not left a 1 or 2 star review. For me, that just doesn't is not what I like to do. I don't have a lot of time to read. I am a fast reader, but I don't have a lot of time. I got young kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I am the type of person where I would rather DNF a book if I'm not enjoying it than pushing through it in any manner. Now, I will say I read a book until 30%. If I'm not enjoying it, that's when I'll DNF it. If I find there's something redeemable or something I think that will get me over a hump until that point, like I'm like, once we get here, I think is when it's gonna finally click with me. Then I'll give it to 50%. If by that point it's just not meshing, maybe it's the right book at the wrong time, and I would rather try it again later than push through something and end up hating the book because I'm forcing it. Which is why, for me, because I haven't finished these books, I don't feel comfortable leaving a 1 or 2 star review. I would rather just DNF the book and move on to the next one. Now, that's not to say 1 and 2 star reviews don't have their place. All reviews are valid, in my opinion, and I have actually picked a lot of books based off a 1 or 2 star review. It's just, for me, when it comes to rating a book, I think I to assign a rating, I need to have at least finished it. That's what my opinion for me is. Now, next is the 3 star review. And I will say, for me, any book I finish is automatically going to start at a 3 star. A 3 star I finished, and there was something in there I enjoyed enough to continue reading the book. The question becomes, how did I feel when I finished the book? I am definitely a mood rater. I don't consider myself a mood reader. I can read any book generally if you put it in front of me. I don't have to be in a certain mood or mindset for it. But how did a book make me feel is how I'm going to rate the book. So if I liked it and I finished it, it's automatically going to start at the 3. Then the question comes into how I felt about the book, that will tick it up to a 3.5 or 3.75. Generally, if it's a standalone, I consider it to be a solid book. And like I said, I enjoyed it, and I'll talk about it and give my opinion, and other people can form their own opinions. But if it's a series, I may not continue the series. I may be like, I enjoyed this book, but I'm not curious to find out what happens next. Now, with a 3.5, all those things, I finished the book, I enjoyed it, but I am curious perhaps what happens next, and I want to find out what happens in the storyline. So I'm going to continue the series. 3.75, all of those, and it's something I really did enjoy, but maybe there was something missing that stopped it from being a 4. You know when you read a 4 or 5 star book. So when you're reading a book and you're really enjoying it, but something's just missing, that's a 3.75 for me. It's like it was nearly there, but maybe I do, or maybe I don't know what was missing to stop it from being a 4, but it was so close. Next is a 4 star. And for me, a 4 star is a book that I really enjoyed. It's a book that stuck with me. It's a book that I'm going to talk about and recommend. It's a book that I'm probably going to buy a physical copy of for my shelves. It's definitely a book I enjoyed. I will say I have done 4.5s. It's books that are all of that plus more, but just not quite a 5. It is, again, where my feelings come into play. Because for me, a 5 is generally a book that I've had a physical reaction to, where I'm crying, where I'm screaming, oh my God, what happened? I'm running to my husband. I'm like, why did this happen? So it is definitely, for me, book 5s are those books that not just stay with you, but you have that reaction to, where it can make or break you emotionally. And this is a book I will definitely be buying a physical copy. I may even look for a special edition version of it because it just had that much of a reaction for me. So for me, that's my rating system. I would love to hear comments on other people and what they do when it comes to rating their books, but that's what I generally do. So I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.